All right, let's dive right into the Vedic concepts of waters. We're going to explore a really ancient worldview where water, well, it's way more than just a physical substance. So you see this, right? The ocean. It's a pretty familiar sight for all of us. It's vast, it's powerful, it covers most of our planet, gives us life. It's something we can actually see and touch. But what if that physical water we see is just a reflection of something, I don't know, way deeper? What if there's a cosmic ocean that's the actual source of thought, of wisdom, of reality itself? Now that's an idea worth exploring. To really get this, we've got to shift our whole perspective. We need to go beyond the chemical, beyond H2O, and into the cosmic. In the Vedic tradition, these waters are a much more subtle and complex concept. In fact, they're the very basis of all creation. So when we talk about waters in this context, we're talking about a primordial substance. It's not just a liquid. It's this flowing current of cosmic intelligence where everything, and I mean everything, including our thoughts and ideas, comes from. And this is a really ancient, really central idea. This quote right here from the Rig Veda, it says that the waters held the very first embryo of the universe. Just imagine that for a second. All potential, all life was first nurtured inside this cosmic ocean. Now, this ocean of consciousness isn't some stagnant pool. No way. It's a dynamic, circulating force. And according to the text, it all flows from one single point, Agni, the cosmic fire. That's the ultimate source of will and life power. Okay, so if Agni is the source and the waters are the raw material, how does anything actually get built? Well, that brings us to the architects of reality, a pair of twin powers that come right from Agni's will. These two fundamental forces, they take the infinite potential of the waters and start weaving it into a structured reality. They're basically the primary agents of creation, turning the formless into actual form. The source text gives us a really cool analogy that we can totally get today. Think of Mitra and Varuna, like the positive and negative poles of a battery, the anode and the cathode. Together, these two opposing forces create the charge, the spark, needed for creation to actually happen. And their job is huge. They're the leaders of the waters, guiding the flow. They literally create Adichi, which is the very matrix of space and time. They control everything with reins made of light rays, and they're the guardians of all existence, whether it's moving or standing still. So how exactly do these forces work on the primordial waters to shape a universe? The process is actually described as a pretty clear, deliberate sequence, taking everything from chaos to cosmos. It all happens in these distinct stages. First, you've got the waters of consciousness flowing from the fire, from Agni. Then, Mitra and Varuna step in and apply their forces, giving that flow structure and direction. This leads to the formation of the Brahmanda, the cosmic egg. And from that, Aditi, the unified concept of the universe, is born. This Brahmanda is a really crucial step. It's the first moment of containment. It's where all that infinite potential from the waters gets gathered into a single, unified embryo, holding all the powers that are gonna eventually unfold into the world we know. And Aditi, that's the next level up. It's the universe conceived as a single whole, an undivided mental concept. You could think of it like the master blueprint, the fundamental matrix of space and time that even allows a physical world to exist in the first place. Now, I know this all sounds incredibly vast, incredibly cosmic, but here's where it gets deeply personal. The Vedic view insists that this whole cosmic process isn't just happening out there, it's also happening inside every single one of us. The idea is that the macrocosm and the microcosm are just reflections of each other. The same forces that are out there shaping galaxies and stars, they're at play inside our own consciousness too. And this connection is made really tangible in the texts. So when clouds form in the sky, that's seen as a parallel to the flow of our life force, or prana. Rain isn't just water. It symbolizes a shower of thoughts in our own minds. And a sudden flash of lightning, well, that's the external sign of an internal flash of insight or inspiration. This quote really brings it all home. Our individual consciousness isn't separate, it's not self-contained. It's a direct tributary, a flood that flows into our hearts from that great universal ocean of consciousness. So ultimately, the whole teaching is about unity. The very same intelligence, the same fundamental substance flows through everything. The division we perceive between ourselves and the universe is, from this point of view, just an illusion. And this leaves us with a final, pretty profound question. If our consciousness is really a part of this cosmic ocean, it forces us to completely rethink our own nature. Are we just an insignificant drop lost in all that vastness? Or does each of us, in our own consciousness, actually contain the entirety of that cosmic ocean?